Hello all, Project Wargaming back with an update on the 3D board game. So I have gotten the tracks all finished and finished up painting the board, and I'm now to the stage where I'll be pouring resin on top of the blue to well, make it pop and make it nice and shiny. So anyways, just to walk around the various tracks here. So some of these are modified because of my experience playing the game for 5 years now. So this is the victory track, and I decided to just make it flat and then make the sections bigger because I'm going to have a base probably about this size that'll have the things, some kind of symbol on it, and then it'll move around the board and do there. So there needs to be room for at least 2 or 3, sometimes even 4 of those size bases to go on here. So that'll allow me a little bit more room. Up here, I added in the wildling track, and so all I did was paint up the bases for the little token that'll move along as the wildlings increase. I need to have a friend come over who's got better handwriting than me and fill in the dots there, or the banner. But then after I got all this done, I just sprayed it with a pearlescent kind of a clear spray. So painted the numbers and got all the snow and stuff like that on there. The snow is just baking powder. That's all it is. And just glued it on there. The wall here is made from cork. And so you can see the different layers. There's 3 layers of cork here. And then I just peeled off and broke off those layers to make it look like the wall's being built up. And then again came in with some Elmer's glue, white glue, and just put some baking soda on top of it to get the look of snow. So that is those 2 boards. Over here we have a couple other boards or tracks. So you have the influence track. So you have the Iron Throne influence track, you have the fiefdom track, and then you have the Raven track or the Spy track. So these are again 3D printed bases. I made them so that they would fit these little tokens that I have, and so this will be what I have over there as well. And so they sit in there nice. Not that I have any trouble with the pieces falling off, but it just puts them in there nice, and they don't move at all when you shake the board. So these I came in and specially printed these off with the stars that you get. I'm probably going to make just a base to go inside because these are all going to be Targaryens, and so I just need to come up with some kind of design to stick inside of there instead of just having a T on there. This is probably my least favorite track so far. It's the barrel track. Again, in the past, it wasn't quite big enough, and it didn't have enough space to put all the markers for the various houses. And so what I've done is made it bigger, and then these are supposed to represent the flags. Not the greatest, but it does the job. So I'll go in and maybe rework it later, or I might just leave it because most of it gets covered up during the game anyways. This track here is a new one for the expansion. This is the Iron Bank, and so it has cards on it, and each little card has a little section there. So the way I got this design here was I actually have this Fiskars, I think it is. Yeah, Fiskars stamp, paper stamp, and so I spray painted some paper gold, and then I stamped this out, and then I used that to get the design for each one of these card areas, and then same thing over there. This is all based off what comes with the game. And then up top, I used pieces that I had cast already. And so I have the crown and then the shield. And then this, of course, represents how much it takes. Now, to get the cards. Now, as you can see, I kind of tried to make it look like it was somewhat marbleized. And so I don't want to go in and hand paint that. and do super exact. So what I came up with was I just used some of this really light insulation foam or just filler basically, and it's just super polycarb cotton, and so I just would just barely touch that in the white, and then I'd come over and just kind of dab that on here, and that gave me kind of the marbleized effect, and I was really happy with how it came out. So all of these also, I just came in and once I have them painted, I sprayed them with a satin finish as well, just to kind of seal them up and make them a little bit tighter. And then the last two tracks down here are the time, the turn. And so I already had this made up from my last game. It's just a, hourglass. So that's 25 millimeters, which is what this base fits. And so I just put a bunch of bases on there and did it that way. Now, the gray bases, you can see they're kind of molted in color. And the way that I got that little molting on this is I just took a spray bottle that had some black ink in it, or black wash, and I just sprayed it on there and just let it kind of get on there and make it multi. So it wasn't just a flat gray thing. This is for the dragon strength, because they'll be put onto these on the turns, and so as the game goes on, the dragons increase in strength, and so this is where they'll place that. There'll be a banner here with its address on there. So anyways, that's why these two are together and down here, and this is obviously something that a Targaryen player is always interested in, and so it'll be easier to keep away from the guy who's probably running the board, which will be down there at that end of the table. So that's it for the tracks. I'm very happy with how they turned out. I have gone back in and you can kind of see some white here. That's just glue that's finishing drying, a little bit of Mod Podge. I went in around everything and just filled in the corners, because like I said, the next step is to mix up some resin and actually pour it over top of all the water pieces here. So I'm going to level this board, make sure that it is level, and then get it ready for a pour so that when I do it, I can do it all at once and pour it on there. So anyways, happy with where it's at, and certainly a big jump from where I was the last time. So that's it. Talk to you later.